One of the world's biggest gaming and social media platforms is an X-rated pedophile hellscape, and it's lying to the public about how popular it really is. Those are the scathing accusations that Hindenburg Research made about Roblox today. Now, I've talked about Hindenburg a few times over the past year. The small firm is headed by a man named Nate Anderson, and is known for releasing these investigative reports on companies that it thinks are doing bad things. Things like fraud, accounting manipulation, etc. Hindenburg profits when the stocks of those companies go down, usually by using a technique called short selling. Its targets have included Block, the Adani Group, and Icon Enterprises, and it's generally had a pretty good track record. So like I said, its latest accusations are against Roblox, the gaming/social media platform that allows anyone to create and upload games that others can play. It's the equivalent of YouTube or TikTok for games. Now, Hindenburg's bearish thesis essentially comes down to two main things. The first, according to Hindenburg Research, is that Roblox is inflating its user and engagement metrics, saying that there's more people on the platform than there really are. The second is that the platform is filled with explicit content that exposes children to, quote, grooming, pornography, violent content, and extremely abusive speech. Those are obviously very serious accusations, but as Hindenburg points out, they're not new, or at least one of them isn't. There have been many articles published over the years pointing out how Roblox is used by predators to engage in illegal activities. Hindenburg did its own investigation to find out how big the problem was, and its conclusions were pretty alarming. The report talks about how there are groups on Roblox in which users solicit nude photos and sexual favors from others. And apparently these groups are accessible by users even if those users mark their age as being below 13 years old. There's also games on the platform with titles like Escape to Epstein Island and Diddy Party. In another concerning example, Hindenburg talks about how it joined the game called School Simulator, and within minutes of joining, another user used a sign to display pornographic images. The report discusses a whole bunch of other examples of inappropriate content being shown to users, regardless of what age they put when they register their account. I won't get into all the other examples. Feel free to read the report if you're interested. Anyway, this is the first leg of Hindenburg's bearish thesis on Roblox. There's a ton of explicit content on Roblox that's easily accessible by kids. The second leg has to do with inflated user metrics. Hindenburg says that it hired technical consultants to monitor Roblox game servers in an effort to figure out just how many people are truly using the platform. Based on that data, along with interviews that Hindenburg conducted with people who work at Roblox, it discovered that the company was vastly inflating its publicly disclosed user and engagement numbers. Essentially, Hindenburg is saying that the numbers that Roblox is reporting to the public and to investors doesn't account for the fact that multiple Roblox accounts are often tied to one individual. This is obviously not something that's unique to Roblox. This is true of a lot of social media platforms. But the accusation is that Roblox knows how many unique individuals use its platform, but instead of releasing those numbers publicly, it releases inflated numbers that don't adjust for people having multiple accounts. Nor does it adjust for the many bots that are also on the platform, according to Hindenburg. In fact, Hindenburg argues that if you take out the bots from the numbers, the average time that people spend on the platform is much lower than the company reports. Because after all, many of these bots are online 24/7, and that inflates the average time on the platform for all users. So based on Hindenburg's analysis, the actual number of Roblox users is anywhere from 25% to 42% below what the company publicly reports, the latest number being just under 80 million daily active users. At the same time, Hindenburg says that the average user on Roblox spends just 22 minutes per day on the platform, well below the 2.5 hours that the company has reported. That's a big difference. So what do we make of all this? Obviously, if the findings of this report are true, then it's not great news for Roblox. But interestingly, the reaction in the stock market to what's a very scathing report hasn't been all that significant. The stock is down something like 2% on the day, a relatively small move in the grand scheme of things. And if you pull up a chart of Roblox stock, it's trading right smack dab in the middle of the trading range in which it's been in for the past 2 years. In other words, investors don't think that this report drastically changes the investment thesis for Roblox. I think there's a couple reasons for that. Like I said earlier, the accusations against Roblox concerning how there's a lot of inappropriate content on the platform aren't anything new. They've been around for a while. And while things may or may not be worse on Roblox, these issues aren't unique to Roblox. Other social media platforms and the internet itself are filled with this type of content. That doesn't excuse Roblox, of course. They have a responsibility to clean up their platform, especially since it's used so heavily by kids. If the company is being too lax when it comes to moderating content because it wants to grow its user base as quickly as possible, then that's a problem. But at least for now, investors don't seem to be holding the inappropriate content issue against the stock. As for the inflated user metrics, that's more of a concern. Does Roblox truly have 80 million daily active users, or is it far less than that? I can't say whether Hindenburg's measurement of Roblox user numbers is accurate or not, but it certainly raises questions that the company will need to seriously address. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this company and this stock. I think user-generated games and experiences are going to be massive in the future, especially as AI makes this type of content much easier to create. But I'm less sure whether Roblox is going to be the company that benefits from the growth of that content. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Is Roblox here to stay, or does it have insurmountable problems?